Today I wanted to share with you some of my favourite items from inside my very own sustainable living shop. These are things that I use myself and get great value from. Hello there, thanks so much for tuning in. So I'm Tim and this is My Carbon Coach, a channel all about sustainable living. From my own little eco shop here in Taunton to life up on my allotment and everything in between. Before we get started, if I can just ask you to tap that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We actually just hit 1,000 subscribers with last week's video, which is just a monumental milestone. Really chuffed with that. So a big thank you to everyone for helping me get there. So on with the actual video without further ado, and my top 5 items. I stock a really large range of products. As you can see, there's quite a lot of shelf space going on. From washing up sponges to bamboo toothbrushes, sustainable period products to vegan chocolate. And the range is growing all of the time. These aren't in any particular order, but my first choice is shower blocks. These are a solid shower gel similar to a bar of soap, but they have way more moisturiser in them, so they lather up really well, and they smell absolutely incredible. The great thing is that they are plastic free. They just come inside the little recyclable cardboard box, and they last way longer than a bottle that you get from the supermarket, your Imperial leathers, that kind of thing. Next up is something that you only really need to pick one up of, unless you lose it, I guess. Circular & Co.'s coffee cups. Now I stock quite a few different variations of reusable coffee cups, drinking bottles, that kind of thing, but I always come back to this one and recommend this one if someone's stuck for what they want. I've had my one for over 3 years now, I guess, and it's still going strong, so it way outdates me sort of setting the shop up and everything. It's actually made out of recycling old single-use coffee cups, which is fantastic and partly where it gets the circular name from. This thing has some serious design to it. On the top it's just one giant button to open and close it, which is fantastic because it means that you can just do it with one hand. So you don't have to juggle things like dog leads, mobile phones, anything else really. You don't even have to hold it a certain way. You can literally drink it from anywhere around the big button. And it really is leak proof. You can literally just toss it into your rucksack, backpack, etc. and you won't have any problems with it. So, toothpaste tablets. They're a relatively new thing to me really. I had some requests at the start of setting up the shop for them, and I had some from the G Organics range. They're fairly well known sort of in the eco dental care world. But I'd never actually tried them myself until last year when we went on our honeymoon. Say we, me and my wife, not us. And now I've been totally converted for my daily use. The ones that I'm now loving and showing you is these ones from Ecovibe, and they come in this recyclable paper pouch. It's got a seal at the top though so that you can keep them fresh. And they're just a nice level of sweetness. They are peppermint, but sometimes peppermint can be a little bit peppery, but these are just right, I find. They also have fluoride in them, like a regular toothpaste, which many eco options don't. I'm not an expert really on what fluoride, pros and cons, etc. But yeah, these ones do have it in. There's actually 125 tabs in this £6 bag. So twice a day brushing, that's a little over 2 months for £6, which is crazy good value. And they are just so easy to travel with, as we proved last year as we interrailed around Europe. I'm going to cheat slightly with my fourth choice because it's not one thing, but it's this beautiful little range of books. I first spotted the Do books back at the start of last year, actually 2022, when we took a trip back to Cardiff to revisit some old haunts, etc. I lived there for ages. And yeah, saw these in this really gorgeous sort of plant and coffee shop at the top of City Road. And yeah, just knew that I had to have some of the range in the shop. So Do are, I believe, a Welsh company, or at least that's where they hold their lecture series. And they make these fun and informative books about lots of different topics. The 4 I have in stock are the most eco of the range, I would say. And each is just really lovely to dip in and out of. There's the recipes of Preserve, the gardening tips of Grow, the awakening activism of Do Earth, and perhaps my favourite, the nesting and hygge of Do Inhabit. They are all great value, and to be honest, one of the most appealing things to myself is they all look great when on a bookshelf. Love it when spines match up. So on to my final choice. Please let me introduce you to Ocean Savers and Mac Biopods. Yes, I'm kind of squeezing in a twofer again here, but they are essentially the same thing. They're dissolvable sachets in little cardboard boxes that you can then make up your own cleaner with. So you grab your old spray bottle, give it a rinse out, fill it up with fresh water, ideally tepid. A tiny bit of temperature just helps these things dissolve. Pop whichever sachet that you want into the bottle, do up the lid, etc., and then start to give it a really good shake. After a minute or so, you'll see the sort of the wall of the sachet starting to dissolve. You don't need to pierce it or cut it or anything like that. It does all the work for you. And then hey presto, your bottle of water has now turned into whichever cleaner you decided to go for. And there's quite the range from like anti-bac stuff through to like kitchen degreaser. We've got, you can even make up your own washing up liquid, which is really cool. There's toilet cleaner, drain unblockers, like the list is, it's not endless because there is just a product range, but you know what I mean. So the boxes also have a little sticker inside them so you can label up your bottle so you don't get mixed up. And then all you're left with is the boxes, which naturally you're just going to stick in your recycling. So there's barely any waste from this. And the genius of it is that they've only transported these really light boxes. You provided the bottle and the water, so a load of the sort of the carbon footprint of the transporting has been removed from traditionally quite sort of bulky, heavy cleaning products, which is absolutely awesome. So there we go. I really hope that you enjoyed having a bit of a closer look at some of the products that I stock in my little eco shop. You can find absolutely everything in here on my website, mycarboncoach.co.uk. There's UK-wide shipping, postage, I guess. Or if you're ever in Taunton, or if you're watching this and then you live locally, feel free to pop in and say hi. What was rather lovely actually was I popped up on someone's YouTube recommended feed that lived locally, who had been watching other allotment YouTubers. Lavender and Leeks, I think, was the one that was mentioned, which is an absolutely phenomenal channel and one that got me into sort of making videos. But here we go, I'm starting to digress, so let's crack on with the end of the video. Last week I started a GoFundMe to start getting the ball rolling on providing food refills for this end of town and the local community. It's going to go into that little alcove just there in that sort of overhangy bit. It's something I've been regularly asked to do for a while, but unfortunately the overheads, sort of the initial sort of outlay, is just beyond my means, hence the crowdfunding. And actually it's going incredibly well. So I launched it on last Friday and we're already over halfway towards the £2,100 target, which is, yeah, just absolutely amazing. If you were interested in taking a look what's going on, just fancy being nosy, or did want to donate perhaps, then I'll leave a link down in the description for you to check that out. I'll leave it there for this week. Please do remember to like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know whether we should stretch ourselves to imagine hitting 2,000 subscribers maybe this year, who knows. Drop me a comment down below on what sustainable products you like using. Could be from the shop or just something else. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Take care of the planet and have a fantastic week, everyone. Cheers.